I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. What's that? Oh, no. No, I don't have a map or whatever. No. Nope, I was just being genuine. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're going to talk about what to do if you don't know what to start with the raid, because it's hard to approach, guys. We have pressure, right? Like every guild's like, hey guys, we got to hit this certain landmark. We have to hit this number, or we're doomed, and your place in the guild is in jeopardy. So you better start producing. And you're like, but I was not ready. So I'm gonna go through the teams with you and kind of give you pointers on where to start depending where your roster's at. Like I'm gonna show you my 4.2 million account, which is like has almost nothing, and what I'm gonna do with that account. And then I'll also show you my like 8.8 that has some of the teams, but I'm still not putting up huge numbers. I'm still putting up decent numbers, but what you can do to maximize it. So let's real quick, folks, jump into thanking my patrons. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. And yeah, you guys are amazing. I also want to offer an opportunity, folks, that too, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that like button, subscribe, comment, one of those things, even all three. Even secret fourth, there's probably, oh yeah, there's that, I guess there is one, there's a bell. I was like gonna hint at something that didn't exist, but it did. So anticlimactic, yes, very yes. That mounting the algorithm is not anticlimactic. In fact, that is kind of the point a little bit, the climactic part. So that being said, folks, let's see, I think I have one slide today because I didn't have time to make others. You're gonna have to just listen to me as I show you the practical application of this knowledge. So we've got 5 main teams, and there's actually a hidden 6th here, guys, kind of, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But the 5 main teams, the 5 main factions, you've got Hut Cartel, Tuscans, Old Republic, Mandos, and Jawas. Jawas don't do that much damage, but you don't need, like, you can get 300,000 damage with them if you get them to like gear 11. Mandalorians, if you don't have Maul, you can probably still get an okay score, but you're not going to get, multiple millions. You're not going to get 1.8, you're not going to get 2.7 unless you have Maul, and then you really need to, of course, get the other good Mandalorians there. The Old Republic team is like, well, everyone mostly has Old Republic. Even like really new players, a lot of them have them because Jedi Revan is such low-hanging fruit. He's so easy to get. He's definitely someone that people should, most people are going to have him. Tuscans, it's like, well, most people, like, maybe have them farmed, but gosh, they're tough to get right now. There's 2 of them that are, one of them's in a Cantina farm, but that, like, you can't get them immediately, and then they're kind of just left out in the open. Like, they're not really connected to anything, and most game modes are like, well, we don't need Tuscans. And then, of course, Hut Cartel is something that we all need, but man, sometimes depending on where your account is at, it's going to be very, very difficult, very challenging to unlock. So here, let's go to the game, and I'll show you what's going on my alt. My alt has almost none of these guys, but I'm still getting 500,000 damage. I'll show you how right after the break. Just kidding. I don't know when the ads are coming. They'll be here though, don't you doubt it. Whoa, madness, we're in the raid. All right, we're in the game even. Whoa, there's a freaking dragon, man. Not to be confused with Trogdor. Okay, so check this out, guys. Prevail, man. This is my whoa, why did I click on that? This is my 4.2 million. Maybe I'm like 4.3 at this point. I haven't checked, guys, but I'm at 5.3, and I'm actually like, I guess I'm not in the top half of the guild, but I'm beating like 20 people in the guild, which, we're not getting a crazy score, and the people below me are going to have to really actually have to get off their hindquarters and do something if we're going to get to the 90 crate, but I'm getting 500,000, and I don't have much. First, before I show you kind of how it's laid out, let me show you the teams here, guys, that we can be using on this for this account. All right, okay, we're on the Krayt raid. Whoa, okay, so first off, we have Jabba here, which you can see I don't even have. Apparently, I have 5 shards of each of these characters. So really far away from unlocking. Tons of characters that aren't farmed. Like the Gamorrean Guard, I'm almost done with. They're all probably farmed, actually, besides these 3, like, obviously very important ones. And then I also don't have, like, Jedi Master or Jedi Knight Luke and all of his requirements. I have most of those, I think, though. I think of like a 6-star Hoda and a 6-star Wampa. I'm missing some pretty key pieces. So Jabba would be a pretty crazy long goal. Oh, look at that, guys. I am 4.3. I'm almost 4.4. GP just keeps going up so quickly lately. No, GP isn't what I've named that. So that being said, Tuskens are another option for some people. Not on this account necessarily. I've started to farm the Chieftain because he's on hard nodes. The Warrior we can farm from Cantina when we're ready. But right now I'm just working on my regular farms, which is I'm trying to get Kyle Katarn so I can unlock Starkiller, so that we have something to fight against at least some Galactic Legends with. Whether or not that's going to be wise or not, is another question. But I can probably wait a little bit to maybe I can unlock him through Bronziums. Who knows? But this is also they're kind of just left out in the open. We do have Mandos that we could work on, except I only have 86 Maul shards, and he's very difficult to get. You can actually spend GET3 on him, on his shards, but man, that's going to take a really long time and a lot of GET3. And then I have to work on the rest of these. Like, for sure, I'm going to be working on Beskar Mando, but the rest of them, I don't know if like Bo-Katan, you don't need until you unlock Kenobi. So here's probably the main damage dealer I have, which is the Jedi Revan Old Republic squad. You probably guessed it. You just put them at the lowest level. I got, in my past life, back when I worked on this account more, I did get Mission and Zalbar to gear 12, just because they're not bad in terms of, like, if you're trying to fight other smaller accounts, people really have a tough time against Mission and Zalbar. That it's just, they're a tricky tandem, especially a year ago. And so, or a couple years ago, whenever I got them geared up, and Zeta even has a mission. Now, it's a decent squad. The problem being, there's no problem. It's nice to have them at gear 12. Most people aren't going to have them gear 12, but usually you'll have them gear 11 because you want to unlock Malak as well. Basti is probably the weakest link here, but this team, I believe, got me a full 300,000. Though just barely. You can note, Relic 1 on Jedi Revan, and I'll probably try to put my runs up here pretty soon for my 2 alts. I'll just have a whole video of here's what I do for my alts. I thought about doing that after I'd already done my attacks for this current set, so look for that sometime next week, folks. I'll try to publish that, just so you guys can have like a baseline of, okay, this is the generalized strategy of how I should be approaching this and maximizing my stuff. And then you can get Jawas. So I have this screenshot. I don't think I'm going to share it here, but I do have a screenshot of Jawas at gear 11 that you can get 300,000 with. So if you want to do that with the new raid changes with the economy, you might be able to just get enough gear to whip through and get a gear 11. Though that's still quite an expenditure if you are a smaller account like this. So. I guess the thing is, Hut Cartel would love to have them. That would be the best, right? Like, that would be ideal, but it's a huge investment of time, and I am going to be working toward that, actually. I think I'm going to try to get Starkiller first, and at least the Starkiller squad, get Atreus squad mostly up and running, and then probably just neglect the rest of the unlock characters, but probably want those 2... like Dash as well, because with Dash I just threw an Omicron on even. I'll do an update for this account as well pretty soon, but Probably this weekend, actually. That'll be fun, right? Like tomorrow, maybe. Sounds like a date. So this is definitely something I need, but this farm is going to take forever, guys. And if you don't have these guys unlocked, which I guess most of the people watching this will at least have them unlocked. No one took a break for 300 days on their account. Well, some people did, like me, which just happened to be these really important characters. But, I mean, some part of me that's like, man, should we just wait until they're enhanced or whatever it's called, accelerated the farm? I don't know. This is a great option, guys, and then you can use the other pieces of it to also attack, and you'll have a couple teams. The HUD Cartel will get you 2.7 easily if you get them Relic 8, which I would recommend anyways. Tuskens are just strange, guys. I thought about it for a while on this account. I'm like, man, it's only 5 characters. Why not just get them to Relic 8? And the answer is they're not required for anything other than just like, the Tusken Raider and both are needed for Galactic Legends. One of them is actually for Jabba. But this team is really tough to farm with Tusken, Chieftain, and Warrior. Once you do get them, the problem is, guys, you can't even use them in other game modes. Like, you can use them in GAC, and I guess probably to some degree in Territory Wars, but this is a really strange squad to have at Relic 8. Like, I would rather just have Inquisition at Relic 8 or something. Like, that way we're unlocking something, we're doing something that's not a squad that I would choose to pursue, right? Like, I would absolutely say start farming these guys, and then you can, I'll put out a video at some point too about how you can get like 400,000, 450,000 damage with Tuskens, before they're all crazy relicked. We can, they'll have to be relicked, I guess, but I can show you. This isn't a team, though, I would recommend for you lower level accounts, really for any level accounts other than like the more top end, more end game. Now, Mandos are interesting. If you have Maul unlocked, which, I mean, I'm guessing half the people watching it are going to and half of them not, or probably even more than half, but if you don't have Maul, this team doesn't do that great. You can use Bando, but, you're gonna have limited returns on investment. You can throw Django in with the armor if you really wanted to, or instead of the armor if you really wanted to. It makes it a more difficult run, but you can maybe do something like that. This is a decent team. For early accounts, probably not really that worth it, but once you get to a certain point in the game, most of these characters are going to be relicked anyways, for one reason or another. This is definitely something to look at, because this Maul team, once you get them all to Relic 7, you can get to like 1.8 million damage pretty easily, and then if you really wanted to go crazy, apparently you can get them all to Relic 8 and do 2.7, but that is way beyond the scope of this account. Trying to farm Maul, it's just not going to happen for like a year, guys. I won't have him for a year or more, because I could farm him for GT3, or I could actually spend it on Chirotech, which is something this account needs desperately. We'll talk more about that in my update on this account probably tomorrow. My planning video, so to speak. Now the Old Republic one, guys, I don't think you should be putting a crazy amount of investment in. You see, I got Jolie up to Relic 5 here because initially I was like, oh man, I wonder if we need at least one character at Relic 5 that can complete some of these missions, just in case. I forgot that I had Boba that qualifies for this mission, or for this raid anyways, but I was like, man, I don't want to be excluded. Like the Challenge Rancor, you couldn't do anything initially unless you had a Relic 5 character, I think that's how, anyways, I wouldn't go too crazy, guys. If you want to put some relics on Mission in Zalbar, I would recommend just working on better characters. They're not going to be useful that much in other parts of the game, and then eventually Mission especially really falls off to the side. Basti definitely worth probably getting a little bit of gear on. So this is the team I would recommend, guys. You can get 450,000 damage with this squad, and then Jawas, I don't know, guys, like if you want another 300k, if your guild really needs that, if they're putting the crunch on you, then sure, I guess you could do that. You're wondering though, so this team can't get 450,000 actually right now because they don't have the right gear. I think they have to have relics at this point, or at some point. They're just getting 300,000. So you're wondering, how did I get more than that? How did I get 500,000? Let me show you guys. It's a bold strategy, folks. It's hidden in plain sight a little bit, at least. Whoa, why did I do that? I'm just bragging about what my personal rewards, guys. Look at how awesome they are. Now, I'll show you the characters that I've already used up. Now, we could use these as well, of course, if I really cared, but the next personal jump is at 1 million, and I'm not going to get another 500k out of these guys. I'm just not. So we could look at these used characters, and you can see we have the Old Republic team here, and then the one other team I used that I got 200,000 with was with Greedo, Cad, OG Mando, and then the two fat bros, and I mean they just jump in and get. I mean, I've actually heard now that you can just use Boba to go into the like hardest mission and just do one shot. Like you can, in fact, it's fairly easy. You can just have him go in and do his AoE on the Krayt Dragon on his own, and he'd be able to instantly do a lot of damage to people. You know, like just kill all those kill the whatever it's called. The snacks, the explosions. So, you know, you can get 200,000 pretty easily off of those guys, just as kind of role players. So real quick, guys, let's go to my bigger account, and I'll show you how I'm getting well over 3 million on that one. And it's not all Hut Cartel, I'll tell you that. Hut Cartel are only getting me a little over 1.2. I'll show you. Hold on. All right, here we are, folks. So we're getting 3.3 million, something like that, 3.1, I don't remember. So one of the, probably about 300,000 comes from this Jedi Revan team, you know, with the Old Republic, with Mission and Zalbar. I actually did use a few of my resources to get these guys up too. They were only gear 11. Ironically, Prevail Man, my smaller account, had gear 12 on them, but this account only had gear 11. Well worth the effort, though, spent. And then, instead of just getting the easy 1.2, because I don't have all of my characters at Relic 5, or Relic 7, with, like, Scando doesn't have Relic 7, then I'm just using these 4, and they only managed to, I don't have them remodded or anything, but they managed to get like 1.4 million with the Hut Cartel. Because they can all do it. I should probably just put one more relic level on Jabba, but I am putting actually relic levels on Trench right now, so for whatever that joy is bringing me, dear Lord. But the about 1.4 there, and then the Mandalorians at Relic 5, so we need to get these two at Relic 7, of course, but what'll happen with these two, what'll happen with the squad once that happens, then I can get 1.8, or at least, like, try to get it, probably with these lowish, like, I don't have Relic 8 on Bando, I don't have Relic 9 on Maul, so, you know, I was able to do that on my main account. For this account, probably just, you know, somewhere over 1.2. I think that this squad did, though, end up, you do a lot more damage in the next tier of raid with these guys, just because they get the event bonus, the raid bonus for Relic 7. You know, they do more damage, they take less damage, etc. And otherwise, they are, you know, it's just a better thing. If you have Relic 7 on them, you automatically just do way more damage than if you do the Relic 5 tier. But I think these guys got me, like, I don't know, 800,000 damage, something like that. And then what the final team that I used, guys, is so I put Scando in there. He's not a bounty hunter, so he doesn't fit perfectly, but I was able to use these guys to get another, I don't remember, 450,000-ish, something like that. I just ran it on a pretty low tier. But altogether, that's what I'm doing with the 8.8 right now. Working on my mall will end up getting me more, and my hut cartel will be able to get me more. Mostly, once you get a decent Jedi Revan squad, you don't want to put too much effort into boosting it unless you really need it. I would say the best ones to really focus on, guys, is just Jabba and Mandalorians. Once you have those two, then I would work on boosting them. If you don't have those two, then Old Republic is a great method of approach early on while you're waiting to get your Jabba or your Maul team up and running, okay? So, yeah, I can show you guys my raid score here just to make sure you understand how fancy I am, and then we'll let you guys go. See, I'm number 40. These guys are pretty motivated. Don't know if we'll quite get to the Krayt or to this Krayt yet, but I mean this account needs to gain a couple million damage for sure as soon as I can, just so I can make sure to contribute and not be carried. Even though this account is smaller than most of the people in the guild, and I only have 3 Galactic Legends on this account. So that being said, folks, let me know what are your plans. What are you going to be doing? What's in your wallet? Now, I'd be curious to know what your early raid plans are. I hope you're making carefully raid plans. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.